Really have this opportunity to be on here for episode number 1212. Topic title for today, the 5 keys to happiness. As I talk about, it's not that there's the only keys, but 5 major keys to happiness. So guys, I'm getting ready to share with you some things that really have made a difference for my life, because I think one of the things that all of us have in common is that we're all trying to either get happy or be happy and stay happy, right? That's pretty much what all humans have in common, is that every one of us wants to be happy. Even people who are doing bad things, they want to be happy doing bad things. So I want to talk about this today. I'm excited about this subject. Again, the 5 keys to happiness. And this is from really my own personal pursuit. I believe that there's at least 5 keys. And as I mentioned, they're not the only keys, but they for sure are good ones. And the first thing I want to talk about is health and energy. Write that down, health and energy. My personal feeling is it's only when you enjoy high levels of pain-free health and energy that you feel happy. If you're in pain, it's tough to be happy. If you're low in energy, it's tough to be happy. See, a lot of people, they don't think about their health until they're deprived of it. And so my belief is it's easier to maintain your health than it is to regain your health. And I know that for my parents having to go through knees being replaced, right? For example, many don't think about their teeth until they have a tooth that needs a root canal. And then you realize, you know what? I really need to start maybe flossing more. I need to start brushing my teeth 2 to 3 times a day and so forth. It's once they lose that, right? Sometimes we take for granted what it is that we have until we actually lose it. So key number 1 is you've got to discipline yourself with good habits throughout your life to achieve and maintain high levels of health and fitness, all right? And you've got to be consistent with that. You must create the habit to have better health and fitness with nutrition and exercise. We always say health is wealth. Now, key number 2 is the quality relationships you have with other people. This one's huge. This absolutely affects your happiness, depending on the kind of relationships that you have with other people. In fact, I remember reading that 95% of the success and happiness that you have in your life, it's actually based upon the relationships that you have with other people. That's huge. So your ability to enter into a relationship and then maintain high quality relationships, whether it be with a spouse, a significant other, your children, your friends, your coworkers, and so forth, that's huge. It's really the measure of the quality of your personality and the level of your mental health. For some people, when things go wrong, they just go off. Yet with people with high levels of self-esteem and self-respect, they typically don't do such things. They get along better with people and they have much happier lives in the process. So again, think about the relationships that you have, if they're quality or not. Are they lifters or are they takers? Do they build or do they tear down? So you've got to evaluate this, because those associations are affecting your life, whether you are aware of that or not, even on a subconscious level, okay? Number 3, you've got to have meaningful work. You've got to be engaged in life. It's important that you enjoy what it is that you do. Now, do you have to have passion? Do you have to have love for it every day? No, that's not realistic. Some days you're going to get sick and tired of what you do, right? But if you hate what you do every single day, that's a problem and you need to make a change. And so my belief is that you should do something that brings you fulfillment, something that brings purpose to your life. Start doing things, even if it's on a part-time basis, that you actually have passion for. My personal belief is that people are only happy when they feel that they're making a contribution of some kind, making a difference, making an impact, right? And so you need to feel that what you do is actually making a difference. That's how you're going to feel fulfilled. That's how you're going to feel that you actually have purpose for your life, which is going to raise your level of happiness. The key number 4 is financial independence. Now, before I get into this one, I want to tell you that I do believe that you can be happy without financial independence. I just believe that it's going to be a lot tougher, because most people feel and fear like being destitute, never being able to pay their bills, can't pay the credit card bill, right? Let alone having anything to retire with. That's one of the number 1 fears, top fears. They fear being without funds, being dependent on other people, having to live with family members eventually, which for some people I know would be very, very difficult. So one of your chief responsibilities to yourself and in your life is this: work toward financial independence and financial freedom throughout your life. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be materialistic. It doesn't mean that you just have to be pursuing money all the time and replacing people with money, right? We're not chasing money and foregoing everything else, whether that be our health, our relationships, or whatever. But here's what I think is the happiest of all people are the people that reach the point where they no longer worry about money. And I'm going to repeat that. The happiest of all people are those who have reached the point to where they no longer worry about money. Now, this is not something that you guys can leave to chance. This is something that requires deliberate, purposeful action and tremendous self-discipline. And the reality is, it takes tremendous self-discipline to achieve it. But guess what? It's all worth it. That discipline is worth it, because whenever you feel that there's this big gap between where you are today and where you would like to be, you're going to experience stress. You're going to experience worry, and you're going to experience unhappiness. So again, if there's this big gap, you're not going to feel happy. You're going to feel completely and utterly overwhelmed. Being debt-free and not owing anyone any money brings a tremendous amount of peace, and it can greatly affect your ability to sleep at night, to have energy, and so forth. Okay. Number 5, this is the last key, the last ingredient to help you become more. It's called self-actualization. And what that means is the feeling that you are becoming everything that you are capable of becoming. So this occurs when you feel that you are realizing more and more of your true potential. You're making progress. You feel like that you are on your way to becoming the person that you were meant to be. You see, a lot of people, they strive to either compensate for their deficiencies or to realize their potential. And so your first deficiency is for what? That's for safety. It's for survival. When I say survival, I don't believe that we just survive. We should be thriving. But the way that you feel about yourself is going to be a direct reflection on if you feel that you are secure. The second deficiency is the need for security. So this is where you embrace financial, emotional, and physical security. So you've got to have enough money to provide for yourself. You've got to have security in your relationships, whether that's at home, at work, with your kids, and so forth. So your security, if those needs are threatened, you're going to become completely preoccupied with them. For example, think about right now. If you lost your job today, how would you feel? Now, many of you feel like, man, I hated that job, but shoot, I guess I took it for granted. I need money for Christmas, right? I could sure use a paycheck. Or you say to your spouse, I'm so sick of them. You've got so many issues, so many fights to the point that you wish that you were no longer even with them. And then all of a sudden, when they're gone, you're thinking to yourself, man, I wouldn't mind having that old spouse back, right? So the final part that I want to talk about is your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is the core of your personality, and it largely determines how you feel about everything that happens to you. I talk to our kids about it all the time, about raising their self-image, because everything that you do is a direct reflection on how you feel about yourself. So everything that you do in your life is either to increase your self-esteem or to protect it from being damaged. So how you feel about yourself, how much you like and value yourself, is going to determine your happiness more than any other single factor. Think about that. Because the way that you perform at work, in this business, with trading, or whatever it is, the way that you feel about yourself, it is going to determine if you feel happy or not. So whether you're liked or accepted by other people, whether you are living with your consistent highest values, whether you're doing a good job and actually being recognized, whether you are progressively moving toward the achievement of your goals, then you're naturally going to feel happy and satisfied. Okay? You're going to feel valuable. You're going to feel like you're in control of your life. Okay? So these are the 5 keys to happiness in my assessment. If you like the message today, I want you to go ahead and put an amen inside of that chat box. I hope that this message has been very valuable for you. My hope is that you guys have an absolutely amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next session, and you guys have a fantastic day. We'll talk soon.